Bucks and the Detroit Pistons here. The Bucks continue their hot streak now, winning this one 110-101, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo's triple-double in this one. So the Greek Freak, he's playing well now. This team, they got off to a bad start, but they're really getting things going. And we'll start off with Giannis here, 33 minutes, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for Giannis, his second triple-double of the season, 7 of 15 from the field, 6 of 10 from the line, and 2 for 5 from 3, so he's putting up huge numbers. He was the first or second pick in most fantasy drafts for a reason, and if this guy could only get his free throw shooting down and his three-point shooting, he'll be the number one pick in fantasy basketball for years to come. But right now, he's on a mission. This Buck team, they got embarrassed to some bad teams early on in the season, but they're getting it together, and Giannis is obviously leading the pack there for the victories. Brook Lopez, he had a good bounce-back game in this one. 9 points, 11 boards, 3 of 8 from the field, and 3 for 7 from downtown. So these are the type of games you want to see from Lopez. 10 or 11 points, double-digit rebounds, and a few threes, because he's a stretch 5 right now for this Buck team, and he fits the system well. Fantasy owners, they took Lopez in the 10th or 11th round in most leagues, and he's playing good, so I would keep him. I said I would buy him low as well this week, and that's the type of center I would try to get on my team. True Holiday, he finally had a good game, in my opinion. 21.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 of 13 from the field, and 3 for 5 from downtown. So Holiday this season, his points per game are down 5, but his other stats are pretty much similar. So if he could get going on the scoring end of things, I think Holiday, he'll give you good value. But he's doing everything else, and he's still ranked in the top 30 somehow, even though he's not scoring the basketball efficiently so far this season. Chris Middleton, he had an off game for once in this one. 31 minutes of play, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. 5 of 15 from the field for Middleton, 1 for 5 from downtown. Middleton, he's been a great fantasy player now the last few seasons, and this was just a down game for him in this one. I think him and Holiday, they're not going to have big scoring games at the same time on the same night. So this night, Middleton, he was the third guy in the pecking order, but he'll bounce back and he'll be fine. DiVincenzo, he had 7 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 9 from the field, and 1 for 5 from downtown for DiVincenzo. So he's been a solid player so far in fantasy. He was a sleeper coming into the season, and that's what he's doing. He's going to be your 12th or 13th man on your roster, and he's still putting up decent stats. He's on a good team, and he's getting opportunities. Bobby Portis, he was a recommended pickup over the last few weeks, and he's had some big games so far this season for this Buck team. And in this one, 22 minutes of play, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 for 9 from the field, and 1 for 4 from downtown for Portis. So Portis, he's been solid. Last season with the Knicks, I think it was just a down year for him, but whoever plays with the Knicks, they just can't get anything going for whatever reason. So Portis, he definitely has value in 10 to 12 team leagues. Augustine, 20 minutes of play, 6 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, but he has no fantasy value at this time. Breen Forbes, 13 points and an assist in 19 minutes. And Forbes, he just got hot from downtown, hitting 3 or 4 threes and 5 for 8 from the field, but he don't play enough either. And Pat Connaughton, 15 minutes of work, 9 points, 3 boards. He's not on the radar either as now. Detroit Pistons, Mason Plumlee, 7 points, 13 boards, 5 assists. So this was the type of games Plumlee was having earlier in the season. And he's a center I said to sell high this week or get off your team. And his stock's been lowering as well. But this game, he had a big amount of rebounds with 13. But the shooting percentage did hurt for him, 3 for 11 from the field. But Plumlee, so far this season, he's still ranked in the top 70. Wayne Allenton, the veteran swingman, 14 minutes he only played, 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. He has no value. Jeremy Grant, another decent game for him, 22 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist, 7 of 19 from the field, 3 for 6 from downtown. So Jeremy Grant, he's the main man this season for the Detroit Pistons, and he's living up to the contract, but on the year he's averaging 25 points per game. I don't think he's going to finish the season with that. Anywhere from 18 to 20 a game seems more reasonable, and his shooting percentage is starting to take a hit over the last couple games, and he was another player I said to sell high this week. DeLon Wright, he got another start, and he didn't do much on the scoring end of things, but he had 3 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, but a crazy, awful 1 for 10 from the field. So DeLon Wright, he was good, off to a good start early in the season, but right now he's just not producing what you want, and he should be on all waiver wires. Blake Griffin, another mediocre game for him. 12 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 4 and 9 from the field, and 3 or 6 from downtown. So all of a sudden, Blake Griffin, he thinks he's a 3-point shooter, but he's hitting 50% in this one from downtown. But his points are down this season. His rebounding is down as well. And so far, he's been a fantasy bust going in the 8th and 9th round, which he did in most leagues. Justin Jackson in this one, 24 minutes of play. 11 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown. So Jackson, over the last few games, he's been droppable in most fantasy leagues, and we got to see more consistency and better play from him to get back on rosters. Bay in this one, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 19 minutes of play. I would only look to get Bay in maybe dynasty leagues or keeper leagues, because he's a youngster, and in the next couple years, maybe he'll develop and play for this team. Mukalakic, he had a crazy game in this one, 18 points in 18 minutes, but it's a fluky game. He's not on the radar. And in this one, Derrick Rose, he's still out with knee soreness, and this is the thing with Rose each and every season. Just the injury bug catches up to him, but when he plays, he produces, and he has value. And obviously, Killian Hayes, he's out 3 to 4 weeks with the hip strain, and he's a player who's struggling mightily in his rookie season so far. So that was the Milwaukee Bucks and Detroit Pistons box score here.